For today's summary, we have chosen the column "Trump Has No Idea How to End the War with Iran" by famous writer Thomas L. Friedman. In a recent column, New York Times columnist Thomas L. Friedman reflects on the deep challenges of changing Iran's political system and the risks of war in the region. Friedman begins by recalling his first visit to Tehran in 1996. At the time, he stayed at a hotel where a large sign in the lobby read, "Down with USA." What struck him was that this was not graffiti, it was permanently fixed to the wall. Even then, Friedman wondered how deeply anti-American sentiment had become embedded in Iran's political system. During the late 1990s, there was a brief period when Iran appeared to be opening up to the world. Many young Iranians hoped their country would eventually integrate into the global economy. Friedman believed that this younger generation might gradually push Iran toward reform and greater engagement with the outside world. But decades later, that transformation has not happened. Today, the region faces a new crisis as tensions and conflict involving Iran, the United States, and Israel intensify. Friedman raises a difficult question. What if removing Iran's ruling system is both necessary and extremely difficult at the same time? He explains that Iran's current political structure is deeply embedded across the entire country. It exists not only at the top leadership level, but also throughout government offices, schools, banks, security forces, and local institutions. Because of this deep entrenchment, suddenly removing the system could create massive instability rather than democracy. Friedman also questions the strategy behind military escalation. According to him, the war initiated by former U.S. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appears to lack a clear long-term political plan. While military strikes may weaken Iran's nuclear power and military power, the real question is what happens afterward. If a regime collapses without a clear alternative, the result could be chaos across a country of more than 90 million people. Friedman warns that destruction of infrastructure, including vital facilities such as water systems, could turn Iran into an ungovernable disaster zone. Instead of endless bombing, Friedman argues that a pause in the conflict might open the door to internal political debate inside Iran. If the war stops, divisions within Iran's leadership and society could grow stronger. Business leaders, reformers, and ordinary citizens may begin questioning the hardline policies that have isolated the country and damaged its economy. In Friedman's view, real change in Iran is more likely to come from internal political struggles at the top of the system rather than outside military force alone. He concludes that Iran's current regime has caused serious harm to both its people and the region. But history shows that bombing alone rarely creates democracy. The best outcome, he suggests, would be a political transformation that eventually allows the Iranian people to unlock their country's enormous potential. For now, the world faces a complex reality. Transforming Iran may be necessary, but doing so peacefully and successfully could be far more difficult than many policymakers imagine. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, do like, share, and subscribe.